Hey guys, what's up? My name's Kayla from Planning with Kay, and welcome to another video. I'm so excited about today's video because I'm finally going to be showing you guys how I make my planner stickers. Ever since I started making stickers about a year and a half ago, so many of you have asked me to make a video showing the entire sticker making process. So today guys, I'm finally going to be doing that, and I'm going to show you how I made my new holiday sticker collection. These are 8 new sticker sheets that I just released in my sticker shop, so if you're interested, definitely be sure to check out the link in the description down below. And without further ado guys, let's get right into this process. So before I jump into the actual process here, I really quickly want to run down all of the supplies and equipment that I'm going to be using today to make these stickers. To design all my stickers, I use an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil along with the app Procreate. I then print using an HP inkjet printer on 8.5 by 11 inch sticker paper, which you can find at most office supply stores as well as on Amazon. Finally, I cut the stickers using a Silhouette Portrait 2 cutting machine, and additionally I'm going to need my computer throughout this entire process. So the first thing that I do before I jump right into designing my new stickers is I bust out my trusty iPad and I go to Pinterest to gather any reference photos that I might need. I usually spend about 30 minutes or so doing this, just gathering images together in a dedicated board on my Pinterest, so that way I have a good library of photos saved that capture the general feel of what I'm going for. I'll also be sure to gather any reference photos that I need for anything that I don't quite know how to draw, like specific plants or animals. Since I'm going to be designing 8 new holiday sheets today, you can see that I'm just gathering loads of holiday inspiration, and I'll then have this board open next to me to reference and glance at as I sketch out these stickers. So after going through all of those reference photos and creating my light sketches using the HB pencil in Procreate, it's now time to get into the final designs. Depending on what look I'm going for, I'll switch up my lining and coloring process, but today I'm going to show you guys one of the simpler styles that I tend to do. I'm starting off by creating the line art using the Studio Pen, which is one of my favorite Procreate brushes for pretty much anything and everything. Lining, coloring, lettering, you name it. I do adjust my brush settings from the default settings that Procreate comes with, but I don't want to bore you all since I figure most of you probably aren't here the software details. So if you do have any more specific questions at any point in this video, you can definitely ask them in the comments below and I'll try to answer as many as I can. This line art stage is pretty simple though. I'm just making sure that all of my lines are connected so that way I don't run into any issues when I go to fill these areas in with color later. So once all the line art is done and all on the same layer, it's time to start adding color. I'm going to create a new layer below my line art for all of my color, and I'm also going to set my line art layer to reference. What this means is that I can fill in the space in the line art with color by dragging and dropping the color into those areas, but I can then still have that color go to a different layer than the line art. I hope that makes sense because I know that at first glance layers can be a little bit difficult to understand and get a hold of, but trust me that if you want to get better at digital art, layers are really the key. So stop avoiding them and instead try to learn early on how they work and all these different settings that come with them. You can see that I'm adding color to all of my drawings using the drag and drop method for larger areas and the same Studio Pen for any smaller bits and details. Another useful layer feature in Procreate is that if you swipe left on a layer with 2 fingers, it'll then make it so that you can only color over spaces that have already been colored in. So I'm using this for a lot of these designs, like for the candy cane stripes, as well as the detailed designs on the sweaters. Once the base colors are all laid down, I'm then going to add some dimension to my designs with a layer of shading. So once again, I'm going to add a separate layer for shading above the color layer, and I'm then going to set this layer to multiply. This essentially just means that whatever color you put on this multiply layer will darken the colors on the layer below it. So for all of my shadows, I'm going to be using this light gray color, and I'm still using the same Studio Pen that I've been using this entire time. And that's basically all that goes into this design style. It's just the line art, the base color layer, and then the shading layer. And I also did some lettering as a part of these sheets, especially the holiday quote sheet that I'm designing here. So for these, I'm using the brush pen instead of the studio pen for all of that lettering. And just like that, I'm done designing all of the new sticker sheets, which means it's time to send them over to my computer to prepare them for printing. To do this, I'm just gonna hide the background layer so that the only thing on my canvas are the stickers themselves. And I'm then gonna export this as a PNG and send it to my computer. Alright, so all of the art is done. I now have those PNG files here on my computer, so it's time to start preparing these sticker sheets for printing and cutting. To do this, I'm using the Silhouette Studio software that comes with the Silhouette cutting machine, and I just opened up this template that I have that has my logo and website and such, as well as some lines showing where the borders of the sticker sheets will be. And the way I do it specifically, I fit 2 sticker sheets per 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I'm grabbing that PNG file to put into my Silhouette software, and I'm dropping it next to my canvas here and then just shrinking it down to the proper size for my sticker sheets. I'm then going to use the trace tool, and I'm going to highlight everything on this sticker sheet. The way this tool works is that it basically cuts out all of the stickers from the background, so that way they're all separate movable pieces. So you can see here that it's highlighting in yellow all of the parts that it's recognizing. So I'm just going to turn the threshold up all the way to 100% so that it grabs everything on this sheet. And finally, I'm going to press trace and detach. You can see that everything that was highlighted in yellow has now been cut out, and I can just delete the background, leaving only these individual stickers. So now that that's done, it's time to actually create lines around the stickers that will indicate to the Silhouette machine where to cut those stickers out. To do this, I'm going to select one of the images, and then I'm going to click on this offset tool. This is going to create a line offset from the edges of the image, and these red lines are going to be what you call your cut lines. So you can select how far away from it you want the offset to be. I usually choose something between 0.03 and 0.06 inches, depending on the image. And I then can go in and fine tune these cut lines if I need to, just by double clicking them. I then just do this for all of the images on my sticker sheet, and you can also select multiple images at once, which makes this process go by a little bit faster. Once all the cut lines are set, I'm then just going to arrange these stickers on the page, making sure that everything is inside that cut area. Alright, so the final thing that we need to do here is set our proper settings, and this will basically mean that when we send this job to the sticker cutting machine, it'll know what lines to cut and how deep to cut those lines. To do this, I'm going to go to the Send tab in the upper right, and I'm then going to click on Line, and this is where I can select a certain color line as well as the proper material. So you see I'm checking off only the red lines since those are the cut lines that we want, and I'm then also going to set the material to stickers. And if you're curious about what my sticker settings are, the blade setting is 1, the speed is 8, and the force is 9, and finally the number of passes is 2. If you don't know what any of that means, really don't worry about it. It's just if you have a Silhouette machine, then you'll know what I'm talking about. And just like that, all of our print and cut files are ready, which means it's time to go print these bad boys out and get cutting. With the stickers printed out, all that's left to do is load them into the cutting machines. If you've never seen one of these before and you're not quite sure how they work, this machine is basically made up of a small blade, a sensor, and some rollers. You can change the blade's thickness setting so that it can cut as deep or as shallow as you want, and this is what allows you to precisely cut through the top layer of the sticker paper, allowing you to then peel the stickers off. The blade then sits in this little carriage, which also has a sensor. The sensor reads these little black marks on the page, and that lets it know where it is, so that way it can cut out all of those cut lines that we created in the software earlier. The blade then moves back and forth like this, and the rollers here push the paper in and out as the blade cuts. So I stick my pages onto the cutting mats that come with the machines, and I load those mats into the cutters, just making sure that my blades are on the right setting, which for me is 1, and I then press send on the send tab of the cut file. And now all that's left to do is wait. Alright, so all those stickers have now finished cutting, so I just busted out this guillotine that I have right here, and I'm going to trim all the edges on these stickers. And just like that, guys, we are finally done making this holiday collection. From design to production to the final finished product, this was every single thing that goes into making the stickers that I make, and I hope this video gave you more of an inside look at my process, and hopefully also gave you some helpful hints if you are trying to make your own planner stickers at home as well. Also, don't forget that all of the stickers I designed today are available in my Etsy shop for purchase, so if you're interested, don't forget to check out the link in the description below. Alright guys, and that's it for this video. From Luna and I both, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a like, and be sure to leave any questions you might have in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram if you're not already at PlanningWithKay, and don't forget to check out the links to my sticker shop, my Patreon, and all other social medias in the description below. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!